Hey everybody. Okay, so what things do I need to get started? Well, let's go over that. I got some stuff here. There's sort of more or less things you might consider getting. First is some sort of surface. I mean, you can actually get a cutting mat, or you can use a piece of cardboard, just some surface to work on top of so you don't damage your furniture or table or anything else like that. One of the more important things I found that I needed to get was a sprue cutter. Okay, so when you get your model, they come in these trees. It's called a sprue. And back in the old day, I used to take a pair of scissors and cut right here, and then take this and twist it off. Okay, that was a bad thing to do. All right, this nice angled tool here lets you get in. Let me get centered here. Get in on a part and snip it off. And also be careful, don't get too close to the part because you may end up damaging the part. You want to snip slightly off the part and make sure you realize sometimes these are small parts and what you're cutting off may be an actual part. So just make sure you look at that carefully. So once you cut that off, you'll need some sort of hobby knife, X-Acto knife to trim it off. Then you'll want some sanding paper, some sanding sticks maybe, something like that. Then you'll need some glue. Okay, for large areas you can use the standard glue if you wanted to, and they have these precision glue tips. If you have tighter spots, because you don't want to, for example, something like this, these are two parts that come together. That's a small area, so you don't want to use this glue because then you'll just squeeze out. You don't want to do that. So you might want to consider either using something like this that's a really, really fine applicator, or use some liquid cement basically on the outside. So you would take your two pieces, put them on the outside, and you would basically just brush this on the seam, and it seeps in and fuses the two pieces together. This works pretty well. Might consider getting some sort of putty to fill in your holes that you make when you twist off the parts. Haha, just kidding. But sometimes you'll have damaged parts or just a void. When you put the pieces together, they don't quite close all the way, so you want to fill that in with some stuff like this. You want some masking tape so you don't paint over an area you don't want to be painted, or some silly putty. You can use that for the same reason also. A brush for paint, and then you can use a standard tester's paint, which is smelly and non-water based, or you can use water-based paints which are not smelly. And like I said, you could either use a brush, or if you're like me and like, okay, if you just once you decide to do something, you want to kind of do it, you get an airbrush. Okay, airbrush with a cleaning pot, and of course an air compressor. So I'll talk about these in another video, but pretty much this is what you might consider you would want to get before you start modeling. Okay, tune in for the next one, please, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks.